Hey, come have a seat by the fake fire. See? It's, just gas, but, still nice. You know? I always found something really cozy about when you're sitting outside and it's kind of cold out, but you're like just warm enough, you know? Got a little bit of flame going or something. It's a nice vibe. Anyway, how are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good, you know? Yeah, just relaxing. It's like not even 5 o'clock yet, and it's almost pitch black out. And yeah, so just having a drink by the fire. So grab a drink and join me. And by a drink, I mean anything. Have a coffee or water. And of course, my drink of choice. It's beer. Well, that's healthy. You know, speaking of health, for some reason I feel like when I do these talks, these videos, I should like be sitting here smoking a pipe, like having deep thoughts and smoking a pipe. Something like contemplative about smoking a pipe, right? Like generally it's always seen as somehow dignified or like wise if you're smoking a pipe, you know? Like in mythology, it's always the wizards that are smoking the pipe. Kind of a strange thing. It is like a contemplative thing to do, and it is like you're sitting around and enjoying this experience, and it takes some time to smoke a full pipe, you know? But nicotine just doesn't really do it for me. It's just not that exciting, you know? Yeah, and like tobacco smoke, it's so stinky. At least pipe smoke is a lot nicer than cigarettes, but still. It's just a very dirty habit in some ways. And yeah, I just don't really love nicotine that much. You know that Tucker Carlson guy? He thinks the nicotine increases testosterone. You know, I don't believe that. I mean, just look at Tucker Carlson. No, actually, though, nicotine has benefits and helps you think, helps you focus, I guess. But it's like, who needs that? Right? Instead, I want stuff that's going to help me not think. No, I'm just joking. You know, people that use nicotine are just always like way too dependent on it. That's the problem. Just obsessed with it. Like, there's nothing wrong with enjoying it once in a while, but so many people that use nicotine, that's all they want to do, man. Like the people that use these Zyn pouches and so on, it's like they don't spend a second without a pouch in their mouth. Like they sleep with them in their mouth, man. It's crazy. But yeah, today I was just thinking, because my mom actually sent me this picture from some years ago of when I was like super ripped and lean. So in the picture I have no shirt on, and she's like, "Oh, you were so like strict back then." It's like, yeah, it was unhealthy. And like, yeah, I was physically fit, but I kind of think at one point it became unhealthy, you know. Not like actually, but I was just too obsessed with it. And it started to ruin my relationship with food when I just cared way too much about specific macronutrients and so on. And like, oh, I can't eat this or else I won't have perfect body fat percentage. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm not a professional bodybuilder. I don't need to care about that kind of stuff. And honestly, now I'm like probably even a bit stronger than I was in the picture. But just not nearly as lean, but I think in general kind of just as, if not healthier. Because it became just mentally unhealthy for me, you know. And I think that's like a lot of people's relationship with fitness ever since the gym culture became so popular. Like, there's literally gyms where the culture there is just entirely based on aesthetics and vanity, essentially, you know. And at the end of the day, that's kind of maybe not the right reason to work out. Yeah, especially when it becomes obsessive and you're honestly going to unhealthy measures, like whether it's overworking yourself or, like for me, I was just mentally stressing all the time, like about, oh no, I didn't get enough protein, and like it was too obsessive. It was too much wasted thought. Like, there's no reason for that. But like, especially once I decided, yeah, I'm not gonna become a professional bodybuilder here. What am I doing? Yeah, so many people, it's like their whole personality nowadays. And yeah, especially when you're just too obsessed with your self-image, it becomes kind of an unhealthy habit. And that kind of defeats the whole purpose of fitness, I would say. No. And it's better not to hurt yourself either. Like, there's no point to go to the gym and do, like, as they call ego lifting. Like, you want to push yourself and challenge yourself. That's the point. But you don't want to put yourself at risk or hurt your body. Not unless you're actually a professional or something, right? Delicious. You know, people always think, like, when you pour beer, that you're supposed to, like, pour it all slow and let it, like, just barely go down the side of the glass. That's it's actually wrong, apparently. Like, I used to do that, but then I started always pouring my beer, just like dumping it into the glass, because I love the foam. Like, see all that foam there? I really like the foam, especially when you drink like a dark chocolate stout or something. The foam is delicious, and it's like, gives it like this nice creamy consistency and stuff. So you want to dump it in there to get that foaming up. But actually, they say too that that's how you should just pour every beer, because when you're letting it foam up like that, that's all going into your stomach. If you pour it out soft, then all of this foam here is like just filling your stomach. Where, like, if you're letting it all bubble up and everything like that, it's airing out, and apparently you'll feel less bloated when you drink it. And I guess that's like for the real alkies out there, because then you can drink way more without feeling bloated. Like, I seen this video, and this guy's like, see, that's the way you gotta pour a beer. Now you can drink those all day and not feel bloated. And I'm like, Who the hell's drinking beer all day, man? So yeah, apparently if you want to drink a beer all day, especially, that's the way to pour it. But realistically too, with like, this is one of them Trappist ales, Belgian beer. I like these once in a while. Some of these, like, it's almost impossible for it to not foam up like crazy. Some of them you just open, it starts bubbling over. You're like, and it just makes a huge mess. It's impossible not to. But yeah, so you have to let it do that. That's like normal in Belgium. And then, like always, people are serving the beers, and you just sit there and wait for 5 minutes or whatever for the beer to settle. I guess that's good, because a lot of the Belgian beers are high percentage, and it forces you to, you can't really just chug it all down unless you want to just be slurping up all the foam, basically. And it's nice. That's not the point anyway. I'm not about that binge drinking kind of thing. It's not the point. The point is just to enjoy it. It's like when I'm enjoying this fire, and the sounds of the highway. That's okay. Oh, yeah. But no, there's just always something really nice to me about, like, being in a real, it's hard to get the right frame here, but in a situation like this where it's like, you're kind of struggling to keep warm, but you're definitely warm enough, like this one time, and I've been thinking I want to do this for a video idea, just because it's something I used to do. I don't really want it to be the focus of my channel. What I'm talking about is like going out into the forest and just building a shelter, or makeshift shelter, or having a big fire and survive in the night kind of thing, even in the winter sometimes. I think it's a lot of fun. So I've been thinking about doing that, but I don't really know a great place to go right in here. But yeah, anyway, when I was younger, this one time, for example, me and a friend went into the forest and we built this lean-to, as you call it. So just like a couple pillars and a leaning shelter. And, actually we built the one and hung out up there, and then we came back another time and built the second one. So it was like this, so it was like kind of a half circle almost. So we each had a lean-to, and then we put a big fire in the middle. And we went up there and even stayed there in the winter. And it was just so cool to laying underneath these shelters, and the snow was being kept out because we put all these branches on them and just made them with tons of these pine needles and pine branches, and so the water kind of would run off, or the snow would just stick to it and not go through. So that was really cool. But like, you could hear the wind howling outside of our little shelter, and we're just sitting in there nice and cozy by the fire. There's something really special about that. Like right now, it's like kind of chilly out. It's like that damp chilly, and luckily I got this wool on, because that's what you need when it's that type of weather. And still, it's like I can kind of, in my upper body, a little bit feel the breeze, but then putting my body like this, and just all the warmth travels up through my hands, right? And, but like, honestly, back to the fitness thing. It's like, yeah, I just kind of fell out of the gym because I found that like modern gym culture is just over the top, man. And honestly, yeah, just unhealthy. I honestly think that maybe not most, but a lot of people now that go to the gym regularly have a somewhat unhealthy relationship with fitness. Because, yeah, they're just too obsessed with it. And at the end of the day, like, it's really, unless you're trying to become a super athlete, it's not that complicated of a thing. Like, it's mostly going to come down to the food you eat. Eating fresh ingredients is the biggest thing. Like, buy local food and cook your own meals. And if you do that, you're going to be way better off. If you literally just buy fresh ingredients and cook your own food every day, even without any like serious exercise, you're going to be way better off. Like, it seems that's what they're saying now, is that's the whole reason why Americans are so fat. It's because their diet is so bad, like the stuff that's in their food, like the preservatives and they eat a lot of fast food more than any other country, I would say. And it's so available there. Like every corner you go to, if you're in the USA, like every town, like even tiny towns have fast food, it seems like, or they have like Walmart open 24 hours. Even in Canada, where like fast food is still really like available, like most towns, like a town of an average size always has at least a few options for fast food. Like Europe isn't like that. Most of Europe, it's, do you want McDonald's or do you want Burger King? That's it. But even, it's way more available in Canada, but it's still not even as easy and not even close to as cheap generally as America. So you definitely can understand why that's a problem. And that's the thing too, is if you eat fast food all the time, even if you do exercise a lot, not only is your exercise not going to be as enjoyable, it's not going to be as beneficial, and you could still be fat at the end of the day. Like you're still going to be really unhealthy is the main thing. So yeah, to me, at the end of the day, it's all just about finding that balance, because yeah, now there's no reason to obsess, and it's like, yeah, it's nice to exercise and to look good, but there's no reason to become obsessive. And basically, fitness is supposed to be about self-acceptance, in my opinion, not the other way around. Like, I think most people, when they work out, they think like, I suck, I'm not strong enough, or something like that. They always want more. They always want to lift more. They always want a bigger pump or whatever it is. And that's kind of the trap at the end of the day. It's kind of, to me, the lesson now is when you work out, you test yourself, and however strong you are, you accept that. And yeah, you see where your limits are, and you can try and improve them. But you have to just accept what you're capable of. It's kind of a yogic perspective, I guess. It's like when you're doing yoga, they always say, just to observe. Like, you be aware of the way your body feels, and sometimes you have imbalance or some tightness more on one side than the other. You just need to acknowledge that, and you can work that out and work on it, breathe into it. But you don't like condemn yourself for having any shortcomings or imbalances. So I think that's a more practical, more healthy outlook on fitness in general. But yeah. Anyway, it's basically been 20 minutes sitting here. I'm talking too much to drink my beer, so I would say this is about where it ends. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.